Slot that in somewhere. Will do, Marty. Yeah, it's totally a first world problem. It definitely is. I don't know, like, I like the branding and stuff being affiliated with Tempo Storm, so, like, I, like, want to make this work, but I, like, also don't want my content to be worse to, like, be affiliated with an organization. So, like, if running ads causes me to lose 10% of my viewers every time I click the ad button, that's probably not acceptable, right? To do a quick TLDR on this deck, this is a combo deck that's looking to play the card Enduring Ideal along with enchantment lock pieces to lock the opponent out of the game. This is a viewer-submitted iteration of this list. This deck list has a number of cards in it that I don't agree with. For instance, Blood Moon I don't think is a particularly good Magic the Gathering card in Modern right now. A lot of decks either don't care about it or get under it. The deck list as submitted didn't even have that many red sources in it. I added 4 Arid Mesas to this deck list, so I don't know how the person who submitted it or played it originally intended to cast Blood Moon with only 7 red sources, but that seems pretty unlikely. If you want to see my preferred iteration of Enduring Ideal, I definitely recommend checking it out on my website. It's under the meme section, so let's go ahead and dive on in here. Hey, Texas Shore, thanks for the Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. This is the last of the decks in the Modern queue that are terrible. We're through all the bad Legacy decks and all the bad Modern decks that past Jeff accepted. Past Jeff was a turd, and he accepted a lot of poop. And current Jeff is shoveling through the poop, and eventually we're going to get through it. Clean queue. All the Modern decks past this are Modern decks that I'm genuinely looking forward to play. Vivid Zeus, thanks for checking out Quip. I appreciate it. My screenshot of the opponent's last deck was blocking it out. Will the maintenance fix the shuffler? Asking the real questions. This hand's fine, I guess. Hopefully they're a deck that can't beat Leyline. Yeah, I like the Enduring Ideal list that's on my website. I think this list of Enduring Ideal has a lot of card choices in it that aren't good, including Blood Moon. Personally, I feel like the Coolstuff Ink banner under your face is in a good position. I find your personal ad bit endearing. I don't know what brought up the ad thing, but I always like when you talk about Lisa and Harry's razors and such to dealer choice. Thank you, Rabbit Zeus. So for people that are just coming in mid kind of discussion, a mix of my Tempo Storm contract and agreements with Twitch are requiring me to run Twitch ads on my channel. And based on the impact of that, it might impact my future agreements with that. I haven't, yeah. Basically, I'm going to be running 2 minutes of Twitch ads per hour and tracking how it goes. Stream Decker did not get updated. Yeah, I like Sultai Nexus. Would probably be my pick still. And again, from my understanding, Twitch is requiring everyone in organizations affiliated with them to do this. So it's not just me. It's also, should also be anyone affiliated with Tempo Storm and other esports teams that have Twitch affiliations. There are a lot of Temples of Tilt. You're not wrong. Yes, I agree. 2 minutes of ads per hour seems acceptable. That's why they named Ghostly Prison, which is a good name. We have 4 copies of that in our deck. That is why when they asked me if I would run 6 minutes of ads per hour, I was like, how about 2? I could work with 2. 2 doesn't seem unreasonable. The Meddling Mage is naming Ghostly Prison. This is not coming from Raynad and Tempo Storm. It's coming from Twitch. In fact, my Tempo Storm rep was like, you can tell people to just install an ad blocker. I agree, Psycho Smurf. I think the Planeswalker static abilities are an awesome way for them to expand what Planeswalkers can do. I just wanted an excuse to type Raydoodle. Yay! So we're dead. I believe we've died. It's a lot of Mantis Riders. We're not playing Magic Arena because Magic Arena is down until an hour and 45 minutes from now in theory. So normally we do one modern deck per day, but Arena decided to have midday downtime today. Do you have any say over whether TS remains affiliated with Twitch? Well, apparently that's where they get the bulk of their money from my understanding. So like I don't know any of their background. I think that's where they get their money from. I don't know where they're backing words. I just know like what my contract is with them and what they expect from me. So I want an extra piece of spot removal. I want another sweeper. And again, subscribers on the channel, people that are typing in chat, you should never see adverts on my channel. If you ever see an advert on my channel and you are subscribed, you need to let me know. Because that means Twitch's stuff is broken. What happens when we cast Enduring Ideal and then they name Meddling Mage naming Enduring Ideal? I believe that works in our favor. For the rest of the game, you can't cast spells at the beginning of your upkeep. Copy this spell except for its epic ability. I don't believe epic counts as casting. Yeah, subs should never see ads on my channel. Only the integrated self-shills. Only my personal adverts are the only ones you should be seeing. This is the MTG Arena status page for people saying it's not currently down. Logins are operational. Games, matches, and store are currently under maintenance and are supposed to be under maintenance for another 2 hours. If you're already in a game, it's going to let you keep playing. But you will not be able to find another one. Yeah, we actually just started this league, Risky Bug. This is match 1, game 2 of this league. Maybe I should have just put Rune Talo on Champion of the Parish. Yeah, I think at this point I'm just putting Rune Talo on Champion of the Parish. So Rune Talo gives me protection from the card that I name here. So basically, cards Champion of the Parish are no longer going to deal damage to me. Yeah, Rune Talo would have been great against the army of what's it called last game? Awkward first tier didn't go through. As I mentioned, put it towards Esper Hero, and thanks for keeping your content viewer centric. Thanks for the bits, Mueller. I appreciate it. Will do. Yes, yeah, Runed, Phantasmal Image counts as the card that it's naming. So for all intents and purposes, Phantasmal Image is the card, including the name of the thing that it copies. Treat yourself to a pretty card once MTGA decides to let us play video games. Thanks, Bueller. And Rune Talo on Champion of the Parish looking to be a pretty good play here, fortunately based on their draw, because this Champion of the Parish we also have protection from. That being said, we're missing land drops here, which is not a good scene for us. New 3-drop Teferi in Modern. I don't think there's enough control mirrors in Modern for that card to be very good. So I need to draw like land into Solemnity here. Nexus, thank you for the 12 months. I really appreciate the entire year of support. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Actually, I'm just going to Oblivion Ring Thalia's Lieutenant. I think I want to just stem the bleeding here. Let's give Nexus a sword to go with their shield. Maybe they'll die to their Horizon Canopies. One could hope. Yeah, Nykthos is kind of a way to ramp. In a way, roundabout way. Oh, look at that. That's a reasonable card. They named Wizard, and then we died. Magic. Yeah, this build has Lotus Bloom as well. They put interactive cards in their deck. How unfair. Exactly. Man, hopefully this deck can last until MTG Arena's back up from downtime. Could always queue up a good deck. Now, we definitely won't have time to play a good deck, because Arena's supposed to be back up by 11. It's like 90 minutes from now. And usually they're back up a little bit early. I don't want to go super long today. I want to be done by like my normal 3 o'clock or so. Standard on MTGO. Yeah, we'll play Blue-Red Treasures on Magic Online. It'll be exciting. Deputy Ace Detention Diary Entry 46. I still haven't figured out I'm not a human. If you want a good deck, we can donate for Hate Bears. Get out of here, Risky Bug. Thanks for the 16 months. Welcome back. Run an ad while we wait. Yeah, maybe. It's like I don't really know. I don't really know how long this is gonna be. Like, we've already waited for 2 minutes. And like, that's the thing, like, it'd probably be easy to fit in ad breaks if it was all Moto, because there's so much waiting on Magic Online. But it's like on Arena, things go quicker, which is part of the reason why it's more engaging. We've done Pauper in the past. It's just not very popular content. Just the viewer counts and the rewatch counts are both pretty bad on it. All right. Need to draw some lands. I've got a Temple of Tilt here. He probably fit in 12 30-second ad breaks while the opponent slow plays on Moto. Probably. Bottoming in on land here. We waited 3 minutes for a match, and it was a match that's unwinnable because our deck is bad. Yay! On to the next one. Alright, I am going to run an ad now while we wait for the next one to fire, so let's watch the viewer count drop. Guess that answers that question. Yeah, you just never beat an Oblivion Stone. And like, you can Stony Silence them, but then you get Karn. They have too many moving pieces. They have 4 Nature's Claim post board. This ad break brought to you by Nexus of Fate. On Chrome, Android, and PS4, I did not see an ad. Okay, so that seems to be working. So that's good to know. At least the subs are correctly not getting the manual roll ads. This hand's unkeepable. This hand's good. I'm gonna wait till we actually play until the ad's done rolling. It's got 40 seconds. Have you ever done spoiler reviews? Spoiler reviews are clickbait content, but they're not good content. They're not content that almost ever withstands the test of time. Predicting the future is hard. I'd much rather wait and just play with things. Yeah, and this is why it's hard to track too, like how many people leave and stay is probably going to vary. It's like, is it actually connected to the ad being run, or is it connected to something else? It's like, So this hand's, thank you, welcome back to people that are just rejoining us. We mulliganed an Unkeepable 7. We're keeping this 6 because it's very reasonable. We've got 3 cards that help us stay alive. We got a ramp piece, so we're just looking for lands and copies of Enduring Ideal. I love Hooglandia. The only place where my dollars protect me from things I don't want to see. It's like I'm an American billionaire. The Pat, thank you for the 15-month resub. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. And Marty, thanks for having us open on 3 platforms to let me know. I'd much rather do spoiler reviews as written content, just because it gives me more time to actually like think and scroll through things. The 2 minutes of ads all at one time, you're able to drop 30-second ads every so often. So I could also do 30 seconds. I just have to fit in 2 minutes of total ad time in every 60 minutes of stream time. Twitch Prime is never renewed automatically, Pat. The viewer count isn't dropping because Marty is actually 900 of them. It's funny because it's probably true. Yep. Yeah, there's always people that say they like spoiler reviews, but like we spent like 2 minutes doing spoiler reviews yesterday, and like the viewer count just like dove off a cliff. So I have plenty of decks in my deck queue, so I think I'd rather just focus on doing that. Maybe if this league is bombastic and we can't get into Magic Arena anyways, maybe we'll do some spoiler stuff, but if Arena's up, I'm just gonna play Arena. I'm gonna wait on this Rune Talo because I want to see what threats they actually play out. The straw polls are mostly irrelevant because the people that don't want to see it aren't going to vote most of the time. They just leave, is how it works. Should be a separate YouTube video. Can I just do a written article? That Cool Stuff Inc. pays me for written articles, and YouTube videos don't monetize. Like one YouTube video makes like $5, if that. Like they're really, they don't make money. So like, if I'm gonna spend an hour doing something, I'd rather just like write it down, because then I actually get paid for it. Then it's easier to reference. And we'd have to read. All right, so they showed me their entire hand here. So they have Detention Sphere, a Rune Talo of their own, and Sarah Ascendant. Detention Sphere is actually like really good against us. Do a YouTube video of you writing the article. Alright, let's start with Ghostly Prison, I think. And then next turn will probably Rune Talo plus Porphyry Nodes. Been trying to get you to read your articles out loud for over a year now. Alright, if they give us the Dirty D here, we then get to Rune Talo the Sarah Ascendant to maybe stay alive. All these opponents with their pesky enchantment interaction. Rune Talo of their own. Take my money because you never compromise who you are. Thanks, Ark. I don't know. Maybe, I'm hoping that if, like, enough content creators, like, push back on not being okay running a bunch of ads, like, maybe Twitch will realize it's not something they want to make people do. The Original Dad, thank you for the 12-month resub. Have a sword to go with your shield. I appreciate you. Do I want to Porphyry Nodes here? I want to Porphyry Nodes. Let's do it. Go. Yeah, I agree, Brian. So again, yeah, I'm going to bring this up a couple times today because I think it's important to be transparent about it. Twitch wants organizations that are affiliated with them, which includes Tempo Storm, among a bunch of others, to have their streamers run 6 minutes of adverts per hour on their stream. I told them I feel that's absurd, and I've agreed to run 2 minutes of ads per hour, because I felt 2 minutes is not unreasonable. I'm actually still waiting on my Tempo Storm rep to confirm that that's okay, but I'm really not going to be run more than 2 minutes per hour. If that means I have to be unaffiliated, that's what it'll mean, but hopefully they'll be okay with 2 minutes per hour. Hopefully they'll be like, yes, that is acceptable. Going from like 0% ads to 10% ads is absurd. Do all partnered streamers have a Twitch rep? I don't know. And again, this isn't a Twitch partner thing. It's an esports or Tempo Storm affiliation thing. But Tempo, they named Lightning Storm with this, so they think we're some kind of ad nauseum deck, I think. I'm gonna name Sarah Ascendant with this. There's 2 R's. And again, like, I don't blame Tempo Storm. Tempo Storm's been nothing but great to me. They have a contract with Twitch that Twitch is requiring them to do this thing now. This is coming from Twitch. Because Twitch is one of their sponsors and there's some money involved, I'm sure, that I don't know the details of. But at the end of the day, like when I tell people when they sub, thanks for paying my bills, the subs are the people who pay my bills, and the people who watching are the most important. So like, at the end of the day, if things are going to make changes that are bad for those people, those changes are bad for me. Yeah, I could hardcast Form of the Dragon. I don't know that I really want to do that, though. Maybe I'm supposed to. Like, they have a bunch of flying creatures that could peck me to death. Sleepy Gobbler, thanks for the 3 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Nodes is really good against the creature decks. It, like, removes a couple of things, then it buys you a lot of time, which is great. No, there isn't, Danner. A couple other people mentioned that, like, if we could do that, like sports events do, where, like, it's this ad over the stream in the corner, like, that would be perfect, because then, like, people who aren't subbed, like, they're not missing content then. Because, like, when I originally signed on to Tempo Storm, it was like a no-brainer deal for me to sign on, right? Like, they just wanted me to put the little box on the side of my stream here, and they wanted me to put some things below, and then there's branding stuff, but there wasn't, like, ultimately, at the end of the day, it didn't impact the quality of my stream, right? It's, like, only upside. Took my friend to his first F&M last week with Mono Green Stompy. He 2-0'd Dredge, which I thought was pretty great. His words, yeah, he did a bunch of weird stuff I didn't understand, and then I cast Rancor. That's awesome. Alright, we cast Red Bull here. We grew some wings. Wait. Am I gonna have to kill myself? Oh no! Oh no, chat! When I run out of targets for this Form of the Dragon, I'm gonna have to kill myself with the Form of the Dragon. Oh, whew! Whew! Let me... Form of the Dragon. Let's just lock that one out there. Nobody gets targeted by Form of the Dragon. Let's just... Whew! Alright, that's excellent. Good. Well, this is awkward. In before... Well, D-Sphere takes all the Rune Tailors. D-Sphere is symmetrical. It's not just opponent. They named Enduring Ideal. Oh, no. Oh, no. Alright, so I have Rune Tailor on Sarah Ascendant, which I think is their only creature that kills me through Form of the Dragon. So, like, we're kind of at an impasse. There's one Oblivion Ring in this deck. We have one copy of Oblivion Ring. So I need to draw a land, and then I need to draw an O-ring. But wait, once I O-ring, I don't have a way to take their Rune Tailor off the table, right? I guess I can... No, Dovescape doesn't even do it, right? And there's no... All right, so we actually just can't win the game. This deck list is actually incapable of winning the game from this position. The Enduring Ideal deck list that's present on my website would be able to win the game from this position, but we cannot. There's one additional Oblivion Ring in the sideboard. Yikes. Deck them and run ads while you do it. Oh. The Boseiju in the board is for when you want to play through counterspells. This is a good point. If we run up against Nexus, you can make them kill us and use your 2 minutes of downtime for an ad break. Yeah, that's true too. All right. Because they had a card in play that said I couldn't cast my other thing. I also only have one Oblivion Ring in my deck, so I'm like sitting there drawing to my one out while the game's not doing anything, so it's just like bad content to boot. It's just like that loses to their next rune. But, and like, their deck likely has 4 Runed Halos in it as well. So, like, their next Runed Halo, so, like, I'm drawing to my 1 Oblivion Ring, and then I have to hope to get 9 triggers before they cast their next Runed Halo. It has to be 2 minutes per hour, Dale. Yeah, it has to be spread out. There's an upper limit to the number of ads per hour you can run on Twitch, so there's no workaround. Yeah, I've been in and out all the different things. The best I could do was say, hey, I'm willing to run 2 minutes of ads per hour instead of 6. Because they wanted me to run 6 minutes per hour, which is mind-boggling to me. I'm hoping they come back and say they're okay with 2 minutes, but it might just be that they can't budge because Twitch told them they have to do this. Twitch asked Tempo Storm to have Tempo Storm run that many. Why did they Ghost Quarter their Field of Rune instead of just Field of Runing me? I am working to stay a part of Tempo Storm because I would like to remain a part of Tempo Storm. I am attempting to make it work. If the requirement is 6 minutes of ads per hour, I will no longer be affiliated with Tempo Storm. If they're okay with 2 minutes per hour, that's probably reasonable. Tell them you're on cornfield time and horses are longer where you are. Thanks for the very generous tier 3 sub, Niv. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. If I want to watch ads with MTG breaks, I'll watch SCG coverage. Yep. Yeah, I agree, Jace. But like, if everyone just says they're okay with running 6 minutes of ads per hour, then Twitch is going to get the message that that's okay. that this is something that they should do. So I would not be surprised if they came back and were like, this isn't okay, we have to have you run 6 or we can't keep you. And like, again, I wouldn't fault Tempo Storm for that. Like, it's not their fault. Again, at the end of the day, I don't want to make worse content just for the sake of being affiliated with the team. The problem is that a lot of people watch Twitch on platforms where ad blockers are not available. They watch Twitch on their mobile devices or their PS4 or their Chromecast and stuff like that. You're not wrong, Ecker. No, if I don't have an affiliation, we'll just do what I've always done, which is my own personal ad breaks. My short ones that not only plug my sponsors, but plug me too. Like, the most important part of the ad breaks that I've always done are the saying, hey, I'm Jeff, thanks for watching, thanks for the people who sub, etc. Follow if you like what you see. Opponent's deck is like also a pseudo prison deck, but they have more win conditions than we do, and they have more ways to interact with our prison elements than we have to interact with theirs. It's another Nevermore. So we just can't win anymore. I always feel it always feels kind of like sweet justice when like someone takes a deck that I have experience playing with, in this case this Enduring Ideal list, and they make a bunch of changes that to me look like hot nonsense garbage, and then we play and we lose because of those changes. Do I just cast Dovescape and then make a bunch of birds here? How do I feel about Dovescape and then just make a bunch of birds? I can't cast either of these cards because of Nevermores, though. No, I don't plan to do another Modern deck. Hopefully, Arena will be up from downtime early. We won't have time. By the time I, like, have to place an order with MTGO traders, I'm not going to be able to get cards and have time to play a league. So, maybe we'll dork around doing spoiler review type stuff. If Arena is not up yet. This game's gonna get weird. You're not wrong. Do a cube draft. The problem is that, like, by playing the Dovescape, I, like, can't interact with the board anymore. So, like, if they just, like, have good creatures here, like, they cast Ranger of Eos, I basically lose on the spot. Alright, so Dovescape says if you would cast a non-creature spell, it gets countered and you get birds equal to its converted mana cost, but Supreme Verdict can't be countered. So the trigger for Dovescape made 4 birds, and then the Supreme Verdict still resolved and killed those birds immediately. So this Oblivion Ring would have gotten rid of the Nevermore to let us play the Enduring Ideal, so it's like, but it's like also impossible to know that like I was gonna draw Oblivion Ring before I drew a bunch of other non-creature spells. And like, again, I can't cast these Enduring Ideals because there's a Nevermore on it. So I think this was probably a bad play. I think they probably have more power and toughness than us at this point, but it's hard to know for sure. So maybe we get like lucky and rip like a Form of the Dragon, we can make enough birds to swarm them. We want to draw like Spheres of Safeties and Form of the Dragons at this point. Alright. Cast Lingering Souls. So we know 2 of the cards in their hand are more Squadron Hawks. Boseiju does get through Dovescape. Same reason the Supreme Verdict resolved. We're giving them the bird. Yeah, exactly. Alright, 1 safety dance, please. 1 form of the dragon, please. Yay! Have you heard about my birds? I said a bird. Bird's the word. I said a bird. Do 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 do. That's a Sun Titan. Has never win, can never win been declared? I think that's can never win. Rock Lobster. Alright, we're done here. Look at that. No, it's, wow, this deck actually doesn't have, so normally to lock with Dovescape, there's an 8 mana enchantment that is a one-sided humility. So that card is normally what you play. This build of this is a bad build of a deck that's already not good. Is basically what we're playing. I don't have to do an ad break for a while. We already did my 2-minute ad break this hour. I'm not doing another one. It's fine. It's gonna be okay. I do appreciate the reminder though. We've been live for just under 2 hours, and I've already done 2-minute break, two 2-minute breaks. That's gonna be the goal. I'm gonna be interested to see what the feedback is from people who. I'm gonna be interested to see what the feedback is from people who watch streamers who agree to do the full 6 minutes of ads per hour. In your Abzan Aristocrats, did you like to play Judith? You mean the Mardu list pulls? So Abzan refers to green, black, and white. The Judith was okay in the Mardu list we played yesterday. Like, wasn't anything to write home about. I think I liked... The Judith was a small power level increase, but it added an amount of inconsistency to the deck, so I think I preferred the just black-white list overall. It's just too cheeky, Hive Mind. You have better locks, basically. Do they need to be consecutive? They actually can't be consecutive. You can only run 3 minutes of ads at a time, at most. Are you allowed to speak about how much people get from their ads? The amount you get from ads varies. There are different rates depending on what parts of the world people are in, what ads they're being served, how many people are watching. There's a lot of variables that go into it. Basically, the TLDR is that the ads don't pay enough to the point where there is a reason why I never ran Twitch ads before it was required. Yeah, that's what this is. That's what the requirement is, Niv. It's the required integrated Twitch ads. I'm going to name Harbinger here just because it forces my opponent to extend more. This is also likely a 4-of in their deck. Nah, DuckDuckGo is great, Nivik. If you care about your privacy and searching online, DuckDuckGo is wonderful. Requiring, they do require pre-rolls, Foxicon. So you should get a pre-roll ad when you pull up a stream for the first time. That's the only ad that's existed on my channel beforehand. If we lose to Merfolk, deck is confirmed bad. If we beat it, we're still unsure if the deck is good. Truer words have never been spoken, Zach. Yeah, so initially when I signed on with Tempo Storm, the thing they cared about was the amount of watch time that I had, just, you know, average viewer count basically is part of the reason they brought me on, and now the dynamics are kind of changing. It's getting cast this turn. Do I think I just Enduring Ideal now, right? I think I just Enduring Ideal now. I just Enduring Ideal, get Sphere of Safety. I have a second sphere in my deck. Actually, I just get Form of the Dragon, right? There, other things don't have flying. Go. Big scary enchantment number 1. Don't mind if it is. What did I do to Arena? They're having Arena's having downtime this morning. So this deck doesn't have a strict Dovescape combo. Sphere of Safety is a soft combo. Yay, Modern! I put a card into play that meant my opponent didn't get to play Magic anymore. Woo! Are we having fun yet? I'm having fun. They could still play, they just couldn't win. Yep. I'm not going to bring in all the silences because, like, they are an aggro deck. They have some counter spells, but not a ton. I'm going to bring in the Boseiju and 1 silence. Safety dance. Safety dance. Do-do-do. I'm bringing in the Greater Auramancies to give my other enchantment Shroud because my opponent's deck likely has copies of Echoing Truth postboard or ways to send my enchantments back to my hand. We are a go for Big Scary Enchantment 1, prepare Big Scary Enchantment 2. There's Magic's got a lot going on. I think this is an easy mulligan. This doesn't actually make colored mana until we charge it up, and that's going to take too long. Oh, Stacy's mom has got it going on. Do 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 do. This keepable. I think this is a mulligan too. I think I just want like Ghostly Prisoner Ramp in my opener. I guess we keep it 5 cards. Porphyry Nodes is great. Porphyry Nodes kills a creature every turn. Sam Black top-8'd the last open, or the last modern, one of the last modern Grand Prix with just classic, Lantern Control. What's going on, Fragabo? I mean, like, I want the Enduring Ideal eventually. Eventually, I want Enduring Ideal. Maybe, Zach, it's just really slow. It was classic Lantern. It didn't have blue in it. Vortex. Arena updates live. Sounds good. I'm going to wait till I put 2 creatures into play before I commit the Porphyry Nodes to the board. Want to get a little bit more value out of it. They're saying the download is live, so I can download the update. They're not. You still can't play matches. The matches are still down. The system is down. What's in the update? No idea. I don't think the patch notes are live yet. Chargin Malazer here. Ellie, thanks for the Twitch Prime support there. I appreciate that. Hope you're having a fantastic Tuesday wherever you're at. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Can anybody who updated, can you tell me, is this the right version? 1205692875? I think that's a different version number than last time I played. That sounds right. They pool... Rude. Rude. That charge land is blue-white. So Porphyry Nodes plus Unlife is going to it's gonna buy us a lot of time here, which is nice. How much do I have to donate for you to do full spoilers on YouTube? A good chunk. A full spoiler review takes a long time. It's like multiple hours. I'm gonna do a written spoiler highlights for sure once we get a little bit more done. So, Cool Stuff Inc., I have a standing invitation to write when I have something good to write about, so I will be writing a spoiler piece for them at some point. Industrious Revolution, thank you for the 2-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. What's the best standard teamer deck? Probably Teamer Domri. And a bridge spoiler review. I wouldn't mind doing an abridged one. I really just hate doing complete spoiler reviews, because complete spoiler reviews are a lot of, this card sucks and is only good in limited. This card sucks and is only good in limited. Like there's a lot of cards that aren't standard playable in most sets. There's a lot of different masters that Magic sets have to serve, basically. They gotta decide if this is worth countering now. Yeah, I think doing a standard playable review is something that's like useful and relevant. The problem is like I can't just do that off the cuff. It requires me to do prep in advance. That's usually what I write when I write spoiler reviews. I like go through and like pull out, these are the cards that I think could be constructed playables and these kinds of archetypes. Porphyry Nodes, going to kill something every turn. Unlife means we're not going to die for too long. Although I suppose if they do have, like, Echoing Truth like we talked about, this might not keep us alive for very long. Do a review so you can get flamed on Reddit some more. See, Hog landed correctly and predicted this card. He's not a good Magic player. He doesn't know how any of this works. I want to see you do a 1 to 5 star rating for every single card, like the Hearthstone guides. We can laugh at the later how they will very often feel better about our own misevaluation. That's basically what spoiler reviews are for. Or so people can laugh it off and say, oh, look, they suck too. It's just not, like, as someone who, like, you know, like, I've spent 60 hours a week working, 70 hours a week working. I'd much rather just, like, put my time into things that are, like, playing decks and doing things that are constructive and useful, rather than, like, spending time making random guesses. I'd much rather just, like, put my nose to the grindstone and, like, do work rather than, like, make guesses. I like to make predictions, basically. Like, actually get experience rather than make random predictions. Alright, do you have an Echoing Truth? Rune's Halo is so good! Should predict what the new Angrath voice lines are gonna make. And how will I know where to throw all my money? Yep. It's just much easier to give hot takes than actually, like, spend time practicing, right? I'd rather just spend time practicing. I want my googly eyes back. It's just not the same. Thanks for the 2 months, Otherman Gaming. I appreciate it. That lets me cast Enduring Ideal, right? Alright, don't spell pierce me, bro. I explicitly asked for that not to happen, opponent. Were you not listening? Gosh, it's just like Declan. LP, thanks for the Prime support. Hope you're having a fantastic Tuesday wherever you're at. Alright. Alright, look at that. My arena is updated. Matches are still down. We'll be back to this soon, hopefully. We're not over 2K. There's no streamer advantage. Fair. Yeah, the downtime is scheduled to last for another 50 minutes, which is why I'm playing out this Modern League. Only brew streams for the next 3 weeks. What does that mean? Building decks on stream is also kind of miserable. Although maybe it's less miserable with sub-only chat. I could see that. Since we don't have any foils. Alright, so we really want to draw another Enduring Ideal or a copy of Rune Talo or a copy of Safety Dance. Savril, thank you for the 8 months. I appreciate the 2/3 of a year. Welcome back. All right, I'm actually dead if we don't draw something meaningful because we're dead to Mutavaults. Wrath of God. That's really good against Mutavault. The problem with doing on-stream deck builds is that in order to do an on-stream deck build efficiently, it ends up being bad content. Because, like, research, looking up other decks, scrolling through the Gatherer or Scryfall with filters, like, that's what good deck building is, and it ends up being really slow, dry content, which, again, if I have a giant queue full of decks that I could be playing and tuning while I play them, spending time making content that's not good just isn't a good use of my time. I think tuning decks is much more applicable and reasonable. And this is something people probably don't want to hear, but the actual answer at the end of the day, if you have to ask yourself the question, how do I build a deck from scratch? Stop. You shouldn't be building a deck from scratch if your goal is to be competitive. The best way to eventually learn how to build good decks is to start with decks that are already good and go from there. Start with tuning existing decks that have concrete ideas and teach yourself to understand why this deck that's accepted as good is good. That's the best way to become better at Magic and deck building. And then once you think you have a firm grasp on tuning decks, then maybe jump into building decks from scratch. And even building decks from scratch, if it's not a fresh rotation, you probably should be starting with research that people have done before you. Always do your homework. This idea that you need to feel special by, like, not looking at the internet and you have to do everything from scratch and net decking is cheating, that's just hot nonsense. There aren't extra points for not having used Scryfall or Google when you built your deck at the end of the day. Hot, nasty net decker. Alright, I am not playing around the third Spell Pierce. So I'm just jamming the Sphere of Safety here. I've already played 2 Pierces. I could wait to play this, but then once they have 2 mana up or double blue, they have even more counter spells available. So I think jamming this now while they only have 1 blue up is ideal. Am I a Hoogle decker? My decks are raised naturally and fertilized. My decks are GMO free. Yeah, we've been sub-only chat for almost a month now, Mr. Silicon. I think this is the start of the 4th week, if I recall. I've been thoroughly happy with the addition of sub-only chat. Judge not, lest ye be judged, unless you're judging a pile of merfolk, in which case, slaughter them. Swim with the fishes, little merfolk. Excellent. Look at that, chat. We're on the scoreboard. We are on the scoreboard. All right, I'm gonna run my ad break for the hour. Thanks for watching. I appreciate the people who aren't subs too. This is required. For subs that are just dropping in, my Tempo Storm contract is requiring me to run ads per hour. I've agreed to run 2 minutes of ads per hour. Subscribers should not see the Twitch rolled ads. You already pay my bills. You don't need to see adverts too. So I'm going to be tracking how this impacts my viewer count while I run them. If it impacts it super negatively, I don't think I'm going to keep it up. Being a sub again so I can give bad advice. I love bad advice. So yeah, subs should not see the ad that's rolling right now. It's currently like 40 seconds in. It's actually, and this is just like where you think about the planning. They wanted to start the ad requirement yesterday, and I was just like, no, I am not starting an ad requirement on April 1st. That's just silly. Don't make any changes that are major on Joel. Thanks for the 2 months of Twitch Prime. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. The Thought Season Standard was really good. I agree. What was it? The Warhammer card game that I've been playing, they announced that they're having $100,000 worth of paper tournaments in the next year, with one of them being at Gen Con. And I was like, y'all really shouldn't have announced this on April 1st. Like, that's bad planning. They were like, it's not a joke. This is actually happening. I was like, you should have announced this tomorrow. Tomorrow would be preferred. Google rolled out Gmail on April 1st back in the day. Yep. All right, look at that. It took almost as long. The ad should be done running. Maybe that first 10% viewer dip was an anomaly when we ran the first ad, because most people have been sticking around, which is good, I guess. I would like to be a part of Tempo Storm still. They're great. Hopefully they'll be okay with 2 minutes per hour. This hand just doesn't do anything, right? It doesn't cast these Blood Moons, so I'm gonna mulligan. Why do they require me to run ads? It is part of an update they want to make to my Tempo Storm contract. The first 10% were weak and have been culled. I don't have an ads command. I don't know what I wanted to say. No, I still get the ad money. Some of the ad money, like Twitch and I get the ad money. So like Tempo Storm has an agreement with Twitch, and Twitch wants Tempo Storm to have their streamers run ads. And it's not just Tempo Storm, it's all affiliated organizations. So like Complexity and TSM and like all these other people that have affiliations with Twitch are going to have this requirement as well. And again, they initially wanted me to run 6 minutes per hour, and I told them that was unacceptable, so I offered to run 2. So hopefully 2 minutes per hour will be acceptable. They did miss a land drop, and then we killed our Mana Dork. Correct, yes. It's a requirement that's coming from Twitch. It is completely fair to say it is a requirement that is coming from Twitch, not Tempo Storm. Yeah, it looks like they're playing the Green Devotion deck. Depends on how many, like, acidic slimes and stuff they have, whether or not our plan's going to be good here. The Extraction deck was unplayable, and we didn't play it for very long. Yeah, Arbor Elf can't pay for the prison effects, which is great since it's not a mana ability. I think the deck that we're playing is fine. We've 4-1'd and 3-2'd a bunch of leagues with this deck, but this is a bad build of a deck that's already not great. The downtime this morning was scheduled yesterday. So it depends on what you mean by scheduled or not. All right. That sounds great, Marty. They're only for non-subs. Yep. What's the doggo card? When it comes into play, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a green card from among them and put it into your hand. So I don't know what they revealed off of those. Primal Command. You return another creature you control to your hand. If you do, it gains indestructible. All right, wacky and wild. I think I would love another Sphere of Safety. This is the meme bracket. I don't really have anything to name with Runetalo here. I guess I'll name Wolf. Scala Wolf. We might need another tag on this stream. Alright, so my opponent has, like, borderline infinite mana at this point. So they get to gen wave their whole deck into play. The question is, like, can they beat the Spheres of Safety? So they have borderline infinite mana. Does your main deck beat these Ghostly Prisons and Spheres of Safety? Because all their mana doesn't work inside of combat. Oh, I guess the Nykthos mana works inside of combat. The Nykthos mana works inside of combat, right? Can't they command our enchantments? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true. And they have like, they get to just keep doing it? Yeah. Oh, and they're actually infinite, because they get to keep looping Garrix with the Eternal Witness and the Temur Sabertooth and making more mana. It's literally infinite mana. Yeah. And once they have infinite mana, they can pick up Primal Command a bunch and, like, get rid of all our enchantments. Alright, I can't do this anymore. I'm done. This is a bad version of a deck that's not very good to begin with. I think if you want to play Enduring Ideal, it's very reasonable to give a self-shill here for a minute. Modern decks meme on the website, blue-white Enduring Ideal. I think this build of Enduring Ideal is much better. It has a hard lock with Overwhelming Splendor alongside what's it called? It has Search for Azcanta to add consistency. It has Starfield of Nyx in it as a reasonable card, as well as an alternate win condition. So if you want to play Enduring Ideal, you should take the deck list that's attached to this video and crumple up in a ball and throw it in the garbage can, and I would recommend playing this one. And that, ladies and germs, look at that. I'm going to delete these two. So after our all modern day last weekend, I finally have all the modern decks under 100 points. And there's only reasonable modern decks waiting to be played. Amulet Titan, Tron, Hardened Scales, Just Kinda Hiri, Grixis Hollow Flare. Most of these things have some good powerful draws in them. Like, Grixis Hollow Flare is a good example of a deck that's like, kinda sweet, but still powerful, right? Like, yeah. Narset Cannon's great. Don't you talk about my gal. Narset Cannon is beautiful and wonderful, and she's not going anywhere, okay? The problem, Anner, is I don't have cards, and by the time I get cards, Arena's going to be back online. Roll ads for 30 minutes. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. It has to be per hour. I can't stack them up. Steam's great. If you've used Steam on Linux, they integrated Wine right into it now. It's fantastic. So, like, I get to load Skyrim and Warhammer just natively through it, which is wonderful. Rip Artifact. Lol Artifact. I accidentally clicked on it yesterday. when I was trying to load Warhammer. It was not a good scene. Don't accidentally click on Artifact. It's the dark place. Load up Overwatch for 20 minutes. Well, it's like natively, it feels like a native application, but Wine just fully integrates into Steam. Oh, someone gave me a tip to make a card pretty. Accidentally clicks on Artifact, accounts for 30% of the player base. Alright, let's prettify Sun Petal Grove. This style must be acquired from a bundle. What bundle has Sun? The store's not available. What? Oh, I probably just can't spend money at the moment, huh? Can I style any of these at the moment? Oh, I think I just can't do any of them at the moment because it's down. Oh, there's an apply styles button. Sweet. Was that there last time or is that new? Is the apply styles button new? That's awesome. I don't know if that's new or not. I feel like it's new. Thank you, Watsy. I appreciate you. See, I praise you when you do good things. You do good things all the time. The apply style buttons is awesome and everything I wanted out of the deck editor. That's fantastic. Every card has a style. Not every card has a style. So you can see when I click the styles button, it hides a bunch of these cards because I actually have every card in this deck that can be styled. That's awesome. That is a great improvement. I'm gonna have to tell my wife to tweet about that one. Yes, making things nicer for people who spend lots of money is important. Especially when they're little things like that. So many ugly cards, so little time. I don't have an apply styles button. Is it because I'm poor? You might not have any styles to apply, or you didn't update your client yet. If you haven't already, you should close your client and log out and log back in. Yeah, I understand why they haven't done custom basics yet. It sucks that it hasn't happened yet, but it's on their radar and it's going to happen eventually. Should we look at the spoilers from today? Let's look at spoilers from today while we wait. Flip it, the Lost enters the battlefield, draws a card. If it enters from your library or was cast from your library, draw 2 cards instead. When it becomes a target of a spell, shuffle it into its owner's library. Wow, that's like, I guess it's legendary, so it's not like strict Elvish Visionary with upside. That's kind of sweet. Yeah, I mean, you theoretically can draw 2 with Pod Mom, but, like, you're not podding 1-drops very often. The fact that it's just, like, a 1/1 for 1 that draws a card is kind of okay. Eternal Taskmaster is sweet. Enters play tapped. When it attacks, you pay 3. You return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. That's probably a limited card, but maybe if there's any amount of extra support for zombies, this could be okay. When Nebed Dreadhorde Champion deals combat damage to a player or a planeswalker, you may discard any number of cards. If you do, draw that many cards and add that much red mana until end of turn. You don't lose mana. That's interesting. Hey, Icy, thank you for the 3-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. The fact that it doesn't have an impact the turn it comes into play probably makes it not good enough. These cards don't have English. Each creature you control with a 1/1 counter on it has add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. Put a 1/1 counter on something. Exile target permanent you control. Return it to the battlefield under its older control to be the next end step and enters. If it enters the battlefield as a creature with a 1/1 counter. So, someone asked me about this card yesterday, and I just assumed that a 2-mana card that was green was an enchantment. So I said this card wasn't going to be good in Standard, but this card might actually be okay against Esper control because it's an artifact. So if this card's an enchantment, it's not good against Esper because it dies to Mortify. But because it's an artifact, it might actually be okay. It gets down early under counter magic and through a lot of discard spells. If you're on the play, it beats Thought Erasure, and then it eventually turns your lands into gas. So this might be an okay sideboard card because it's an artifact. And, like, that's the type of reviews that you can give, right? People who talk about spoilers with certainty are just trying to get clickbait or, like, don't understand what they're doing. Like, maybe these things are good or possibly here. Like, predicting, like, what the format's gonna look like is basically impossible. Like, maybe, like, as an example, for instance, I'm predicting that this card could see some play if Esper Control is still the premier control deck. But let's say this format prints other cards like Grixis Nicol Bolas, and there's a ton of good Grixis cards, and Grixis becomes the control deck to beat. If Grixis is the control deck to beat, this card's likely not good because Grixis has a bunch of ways to kill artifacts. So, like, there's a lot that goes into whether or not a card can be playable based on so many different moving parts in the format. So, like, in the existing format, this seems like a reasonable card against control. But expecting the format not to change isn't reasonable, most likely. Oh, that's actually a fantastic call. This technically synergizes with Wilderness Reclamation. Please ban that card. Please ban that card. Please ban that card. This card's great, by the way. We're gonna spend a lot of time playing this card on stream. Most of the dealer's choice points people send in when the new set hits are gonna go to building around this card. I don't know if this card's good, but you may cast creature spells as though they had flash. That's just everything I want to do in my Heart of Hearts. It's just everything I want to do in my Heart of Hearts, chat. And it's got some other text on here too that's sweet. It's like relevant. Is Drevel playable? I don't know what that one is. Drevel? Nah, probably not. This card doesn't seem very good. I think this card's sweet. I think this will probably be a sideboard card against red aggro. Like 5 loyalty, you have hexproof, make a wall. That sounds great. It might even be right to play this card and not down tick it some amount of the time, just so they have to send 6 at it. Yeah, the new Aristocrat's interesting. Kaya's ghost form is kind of neat. If you can get windows to put this on things, it doesn't seem unreasonable. All right. Scheduled downtime will begin in 5 minutes. I think you're already in downtime. I think maybe they're restarting the login server because logins are still working currently. Maybe they're gonna take logins down. Weird. Oh, so their messages are just bad. It's actually good to go. Got it. Whoa, look at this. Look at this integrated in the stream store. Pre-order 50 packs plus get a thing and a thing. That's just good. That's just good value, right? Fine. I really wish Wizards of the Coast did like Fortnite does and like had the ability for people to list a content creator of why they're spending money on Arena. So like people in suits could have a metric of how much money I convince people to spend on this application. What things do you get for pre-order? You get a sleeve and a full art Liliana. How much money does it take to buy into Arena? It depends on what you want to play. So like things like mono blue and mono red, mono colored aggro deck can be gotten for under $50. If you want to build a 3-color mid-ranger control deck with lots of rare dual lands in it, it generally costs about $150. It's technically free to play. If you don't want to spend your time and you want to spend money, it's usually between 50 and 150, depending on what you want. How much do you have in your bank account? How much does it cost? How much you got? $1 per pack is basically the rate for buying gems in the largest increment. Yeah. So the rate is if you were buying gems. So basically, I was going to buy at least 50 packs from this set anyways. So I might as well buy the pre-order package and get the sleeve and the foil card with it. So if you're going to be buying at least 50 packs from the new set, you should go do the pre-order thing because you get a sleeve and a promo card with it. This is for the person who cheered earlier. Thank you for the Sun Petal Grove. I appreciate you. My man is beautiful. It's beautiful. That's for sure. Do 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 do. Can we queue matches? I think we can queue matches. Let's find